Hello and welcome to Access UTV. My name's Michelle Edhouse, and today I have had a really interesting conversation with the people that are joining me on the Pulling in Your Reality series. And what it brought home for me is how many people, including myself, have defined what their ideal life is, what it looks like, right the way down to the colour of the car, or the whether or not he has a mustache, or not the car, the lover. And so I was wondering how many of you have done that. How many of you have defined exactly what you desire, whether you've created a dream board or a vision board, whatever you want to call it, or whether you have just bought someone's point of view. Lots of different reasons what kind of show up as to what is creating the limitation to you actually receiving what you desire. Now, one of the things that, if you have been following me at all recently, I adore to do is I adore painting. It's one of the things that just brings me joy, and it brings me a space where I can just be me, choose for me. And if you go and have a look at my website, mceart.com, you will see that up until last time I painted, I painted very much as a what you see is what you get kind of painter, you know, actually painting what you actually physically see. And the whole concept of abstract has always been so, I just don't understand it. So I've been destroying and uncreating lots of things, whether it's being out of control, whether it's being having to understand stuff. And I've been asking for painting to come back into my life. And a few weeks ago, I did a video on a new style of painting that I'd been playing with. And so this painting here is rather different to what I have painted in the past. And it is so out of control. It is so different that I just hadn't even in my world to consider painting like this. And I am getting so much joy out of it. And you know, some of them work, some of them don't work, and some of them get washed down the sink. And yet it's so much fun. And it's also painting, you know, when I first started painting, I was literally just painting like a sunset with a black tree over it, or a black silhouette of something over it. And it was a really quick painting, and it was something that I could create a couple of hours. It was done, and then I got more and more intricate and more needing to be perfect. And so as I have been destroying and uncreating all my points of view around being perfect, around being in control, around all of that stuff, it's opened up the door for me to be able to paint something like this. I mean, really, like, that is not done with a tiny brush to create all those tiny lines. That's pour all the paint into a cup and tip it upside down. Really out of control. And yet it's one of those things that I had to find what painting was for me. And I had to find what was required for that. And I had to find how big they needed to be, and I had to find how long that would take, and I had to find all these things as to what painting was for me. And once I was willing just to go, okay, cool, what would it take just to start painting again? I discovered this painting technique, and honestly, from open up the paint tins and start mixing the paint through to the finished product, maximum of an hour. And it is so much fun, and it is so out of control. And if I get to the end of it and hate it, at least I had fun doing it. And that to me is bringing the joy back into my reality with painting. Whereas before I had all these definitions of what painting had to look like, and I'd forgotten what the energy of what had inspired me to be a painter. And it was that fun creation, that fun having something to show at the end of it, and yet just being immersed in it, just choosing to create and have something appear as if by magic. Where there was just tubes of paint before, there's this beautiful piece of art afterwards. And that's the energy I desired to have in my world. It wasn't the energy of being perfect. One of my paintings has the perfect shine on a horse's ass. How does it get any better than that? And yet, I wasn't painting because I had the definitions of how long it took, how perfect it needed to be, how everything. I had defined it. So what have you defined as the ideal life, as the ideal partner, as the ideal job, as the ideal income stream, as the ideal house, as the ideal car, as the ideal nail polish, as the ideal eye colour? Who knows? But what have you defined as that? Instead of looking at the energy, what would it take for me to have a car that really, like, just my body whole lights up, I have fun driving it, I'm grateful to get into it, it contributes to me, I contribute to it, even cleaning it is fun. What would it take to have a car like that? Instead of going, okay, it has to be a Ferrari, it has to be yellow, it has to be two-door and a convertible, and it has to be this many inches off the ground with this type of tyres. Like, it may be that car is what turns your body on. It is what's fun to drive. It is what's fun to clean. And yet, is there also other cars out there that are worth like a quarter of the price, a tenth of the price, even 1% of the price? I don't know, how much is a Ferrari? I don't care. So what have you defined as your ideal life that is limiting the energies you desire from showing up? And would you be willing to look at the energies you desire to be and pull those into your reality instead of the things defined down to the microness? And everywhere you've bought from anyone, any business idea, anything, that you need to define your dreams to be able to get them to come into reality, will you destroy and uncreate that, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, boys, shorts and beyonds. What if you were to ask for the energy of that to show up? When you see that bright yellow Ferrari drives past and you go, I desire that. I'm having that energy. Whatever it is that creates that energy, I'm having it in my life. And it may be a motorbike. It may be a waterbed. Who knows? Would you be willing to allow the universe to gift you the energies you're asking for without defining what that has to look like, what that has to be? So there we go. Play with that. And hey, if you'd like to go through energy pools and how to bring those into reality, how to be those energies, how to ask the universe to create those, come play it with us on the Pulling in Your Reality series. We've got it in English running at the moment through the end of July, and then we've got an August one running too, and then on the 10th of August we even have it in Japanese starting. So how does it get any better than that? Come play with us, or just choose for you. What energy do you desire to have in your life? And are you asking for the energy? Cheers.